Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel called In Touch with Cultures. In today's episode we are going to talk about Mexico. Mexico from Polish perspective and also, yes, what we associate Mexico with. El Dia de Muertos, telenovela, passionate love, people who are joyful, who have 68 dialects or local languages, who have about 100 types of chili, who eat tacos and enjoy also eating churros, who are working a lot but also partying a lot, for whom family is really important, who have these traditional values, who live in a country full of contrasts with beautiful nature, biodiversity. And although all of that is true, this is not the only thing that we can tell about this beautiful place in the world. And Barbara Piotrowska, who is the author of the book that I'm presenting to you today, will take us on a journey to Mexico. Very complex journey, but today I'm going to talk only about a few things. So who is Barbara Piotrowska? Barbara Piotrowska is a Polish lady who married a Mexican doctor, and she is living in Mexico. She was playing professionally violoncello, and she was hired also there to be a part of a bigger team. She is describing her love, her affection, deep affection for this country. So first of all, what can we tell about Mexico? Of course, when it comes to values of Mexican people, most of them will put on the top of the scale family. Family, amigos, so friends too, but first of all, family. And they love to be social, they love to spend time with other family members during the weekends and also in their daily life until 30, 40, they live with their family members in a very big house. And here comes another topic, houses, because most of them, they live in houses and not in apartments, even though there is not so much maybe ground in bigger places, bigger cities like Mexico City. But they will still try to expand their houses, their mansions, their properties, to make them to enlarge them when the new family members come, when the kids are born, when the cousins are coming from studies, etc., because they believe that life together as a whole unit of this family cell is important. The same when it comes, she was describing, but also from my own experience, I know that it can be confirmed that, for example, when they are visiting a doctor, it's not like a solo visit, individual visit that we are used to in Europe, that the patient is going and having this medical appointment, but sometimes the whole family, or at least the closest one, like parents, are going with an adult, not only with a kid, with their like small kid, but also sometimes with an adult, because simply they are worried, they are preoccupied, they are worried about the health condition, about the diagnosis, about the medical checks that this patient has to undertake. So they are going together to be with him. And she was also describing that, for example, after having like an operation, a patient needs to, of course, rest a little bit, and the family is coming again. They are making a small party. They bring sometimes tacos, even though it's maybe not the best food when you just wake up after narcosis, but for them it's okay. And this is one thing. So they are really family oriented, and for foreigners, like for Polish people, for us also family is important. But we are also used to spend time alone. We are used to go to a different city, I don't know, to study, etc. And for them, every occasion is good for a fiesta with their family members. Second thing is about work. They work 48 hours per week, so it's a lot. Plus, a lot of them also take extra hours, and their work is a huge part of their life. Also, they have the professions that maybe are a little bit forgotten in our part of the globe, like a person who is cleaning the shoes. And it's funny because a lot of actors, famous actors, started this way. Yes, so they went in this central place of a city and they were cleaning the shoes of the other persons. Sometimes they propose for this client to read a newspaper that they are also providing for him, not to get bored during the whole process of making their shoes beautiful, because for them these aesthetic values are also important. And here comes the next point, which is plastic surgery. Of course, they are experts in that field, but also like on daily basis, for example, women are wearing something called shapewear, or like a special type of underwear that is making their body slimmer. Sometimes it's even a little bit painful, and can a little bit deteriorate your organs, your interior organs, by making them so tight, but they don't give up. And the same comes to like fake eyelashes or a lot of makeup. They are really colorful. They have to be visible. Since they are small, practically, when I was reading, their lifestyle is about to be a princess. There are a lot of also emotions that they pay attention to, much more than we as Polish people. They like to be adored, cherished by their partners, their husbands, etc. And when it comes to marriage, maybe being faithful is not their strongest quality or their asset, because even something called La Casa Chica exist, and there is la otra, la segunda. So there is of course official wife, but they have also sometimes the lovers, sometimes not, maybe even only one. So this double life, when it comes to men, but also when it comes to women nowadays, it's something popular. Of course, I am not telling that everyone. I am not here to generalize, but it was funny for me when I was reading a paragraph in this book, where Barbara Piotrowska was explaining that, for example, a lover, like a female lover, after the death of the mutual partner, is coming to the widow, to the wife, and is telling her that she should also participate in the heritage from her husband, because she was also sharing life with him. So she has also rights to that. So this is completely different. And I like her style. I like the style of Barbara Piotrowska in this book, because she is describing it from a perspective like, okay, it's shocking to have like 100 types of chili that can be really, really hot and spicy, and for us maybe it's difficult even to imagine that. But this is not the biggest cultural shock when you are confronted to something like that with these lovers. I think it is much more interesting. The same when it comes to work. Only 16% are paying officially taxes. So we have a lot of small businesses who are making make really good money without paying taxes, and people working in restaurants, of course, also in sales, etc. And this is the way to like get richer, and nobody is making really a big deal out of that. We have to remember, I will not here enter into details, but Mexico is a country of contrasts, where you can find really different social structures. And before we judge something, we should first try to understand the culture. Okay, so let's jump to another topic, which is the culture of death. So for me, as you can see here, such a lovely couple. Death for Mexican people, huge part of their culture, of their everyday experience. Even children are used to death, yes? And it is like this big respect for the previous generations that we can really admire in their culture. So sometimes I think that why they are less stressed than, for example, Polish people, because Polish people, we are always thinking about the future. So what will happen next? So what kind of job I have to have next? What is my next project? What is my next objective? What is the purpose of my life? We are really a lot of times overthinking and thinking like if the future was always in our hands and we have to control it, and we have to really make everything to make it happen for us, and think always ahead, and be systematic, and plan everything in advance, and we are not last minute persons, right? And the Mexican of course, they are on the other edge of the spectrum. But is it a bad attitude? I don't think so, because they are enjoying and cherishing every moment, like this carpe diem, because they know how valuable is that and how short life is in itself, in its essence. So they are valuing the past. They are appreciating the lessons we can learn from the past, but they are also appreciating what is ongoing. Yes, the moment that we have to enjoy, appreciate, and cherish now. Last thing that I want to talk about in this video is about their surnames, because of my linguist background, I'm always interested in this kind of topics. So they, as we all know, they have first name, second name that is equally important as the first name. Sometimes they inherit it after their grandfathers, their grandmothers. This is why Maria or Jose or Pablo, these are the most common maybe names, but for example, the father had it, the grandfather had it, the great-grandfather had it, and the only difference is that then in the second name. So for example, you have Jose Juan or you have Jose Pablito, yes? So the second name is equally important, but also they have two surnames. One surname comes from mother, the other comes from father, and what is interesting that after marriage they don't change their surname, they don't add anything, but if in small communities, like for example in the villages, it is still common practice is to add, for example, you have a woman, I don't know, Anna, then you have two surnames, plus you have De Rodriguez or De Alonso. So this De means that she's wife of this man, yes? Like this is to emphasize that she's not single, that she's a wife. For me, it's a fascinating perspective how in every country the name and surname plays a role that is significant. And in this book, you will find a lot of information about people, about lifestyle, about food, about history, also about the topics that I don't want to discuss here, like gender roles, or maybe the only thing I will tell is that for them, when it comes to education, most of them, they have something called licenciado, so they finish like studies, only this first degree of studies, and the second one is not obvious to have it there, maybe abroad, but there are not a lot of people like, I don't know, in our country, in Poland, that can have this master degree. So the title of not talking about PhD, etc. But so like that, this title, this licenciado, is something important for them. And for a lot of women, they are studying, of course, they can work, etc. But after they get married, they often give up on that, because this is now the time for her to have other responsibilities than that. So it's a difference. For me, it's fascinating because, of course, this is some kind of a global like overview on Mexico, yes. But me personally, I know few Mexicans, and they are completely not like what is described here in this book. So we cannot make this fast conclusions about the people. It is just one of the perspectives that we can take into account while going there, while planning our trip. But we really don't have to. We can also, of course, follow our intuition and our common sense. We don't need to always focus on what other people want to tell us. But this book, why I chose this book to talk about it in this episode, because it was this woman, I could feel that she loves this country. Its advantages, disadvantages, flaws, etc. She loves everything. She's buying whole package, and she's really into this culture. And I could feel it, I could read it. She was genuine, she was honest, she was not sugarcoating whole image of Mexico. She was focused on describing the totality, the complexity of this country. And of course, what I told here is just, like this glimpse. But it is only to recommend the book that is called in Polish Meksyk, opowieści Polki zakochanej w kolibrach, pikantnych tacos i Meksykaniny. It was published by Pascal. So I wish you a beautiful day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.